The secret of education lies in respecting the pupil. It is not for you to choose what he shall know, what he shall do. It is chosen and foreordained that only he holds the key to his own secret. By tampering and thwarting and too much governing, he may be hindered from his end and kept out of his own. Respect the child. Wait and see the new product of nature. Ralph Waldo Emmerson. ReZero is a series that has more than meets the eye. With a vast world and a myriad of well-written characters, each one of them with contrasting philosophies. Looking under the surface, one may view numerous critical literary themes that tell of the human condition. Ones such as loneliness, self-acceptance, and empathy, to name a few. In this video, I will discuss the specific dichotomy of Subaru's parents and Roswaal and Echidna, and their methods of teaching Subaru. To begin, we'll start from zero. No. I mean Oyako, also known as Parent and Child, the 29th episode of ReZero. This episode serves as the capstone to Subaru's character arc, where through trial and tribulation, he's finally able to overcome his own deep-rooted personal issues from his old world. It also, by the nature of its name, introduces two important characters, Naoko and Kenichi Natsuki, his parents. Unlike most other anime, where parents are either neglectful, absent, or play minor roles within the story, Subaru's parents play important roles in Subaru's life, as figures of guidance that are essential for him to exhibit growth. Despite not being able to fully comprehend his mental state and what led him there, they empathize with his pain. However, their assistance is not as direct as one may point it out to be. In essence, their teachings are entirely indicative of those stated in Emerson's Education.
You wanted me to hate you, so you tried to achieve that by playing hooky? How dumb! If you want to get me to throw you out, then pick a more active method. Who would ditch their own kid just because you retreated into a shell, huh? You're so twisted. You're on the fast track to being an idiot. And just so you know, I'd be glad to set you straight by force if you want. But it looks like you've already been knocked down and you've been able to stand back up, so there's no need to do so, is there?
Kenichi expresses the understanding that neither discipline nor abandonment would help Subaru in his issues. It is through patience, care, and awareness that he would be able to slowly help guide Subaru through his problems. Emerson states, "It requires time, use, insight, event, all the great lessons and assistance of God. And only to think of it of using it implies character and profoundness. To enter on this course of discipline, it is to be good and great. It is precisely analogous to the difference between the use of corporal punishment and the methods of love." Subaru's parents, throughout the entire episode, are shown to be caring and deeply concerned for Subaru's well-being. And to an extent, they inspire Subaru to become a better person, in spite of his shortcomings. Both his mother and his father, in separate consultations, further exemplify the positive traits Emerson highlights within his piece, this quote in particular. "If he has his own vice, he has his correlative virtue. Every mind should be allowed to make its own statement in action, and its balance will appear. There stands a perfect balance for the treatment of a child. Holding high expectations over their head sullies them, discourages them, and it makes them feel as if they're not good enough. However, removing yourself entirely from the child's affairs can lead them down the wrong path. Parents must be a source of encouragement, not holding their child's hands, but being a slight nudge in the right direction. Subaru's parents exemplify this, as they reaffirm him that they would support him as he carves his own path in life.
Just do whatever you need to measure up to that level. And as for the other half, that part can simply be Subaru."
Hey, Subaru. I'm sure you got a lot of things going on right now, too. So there's really only one thing I want to say. Just give it your all, son. And do the best you can. Got it?
Parents must be aware. They should safely care for the children. Say little, do not snarl, do not chide, but govern by the eye. See what they need, and that the right thing is done.
You should know, Subaru. Parents keep a close eye on their children, more than they realize. We're protective. That goes for me too. I'm always watching you.
But what's on the other side of the coin? The dark depths of obsession, governance, rule constructed by fear and control rather than paternity. Now we turn to Roswaal and Echidna, the main antagonists of ReZero's second season. Their game is manipulation, serving to transmogrify Subaru into a vessel to carry out their own will, ridding him of his own agency, neglectful of his personality, or even his humanity. Roswaal is particularly abusive when it comes to teaching Subaru, beating him within an inch of his life when things don't go according to plan.
Even after this, you have no mind to start over?
It is so easy to bestow upon a bad boy a blow, overpower him, and get obedience without words. That in this world of hurry and distraction, who can wait for the turns of reason and the conquest of self? In the uncertainty, too, whether that will ever come. Roswaal is trying to create another Roswaal, using Subaru to do so. He wants him to be the person that sacrifices the ones that he cares about, to focus on himself and himself alone, to burn every bridge once they have fallen out of use. He wishes for Subaru to become hollow like himself, to become someone fanatical in the pursuit of their own desire.
Why aren't you insane yet? To face seemingly impossible circumstances, to walk the path of solitude. The human heart is only an impediment. So I've made the decision to force it upon you.
Just hang on a second. It was you.
I sent assassins to the mansion to help sharpen your resolve.
You what?
Even with the authority that you have at your disposal, it's infeasible to save both. You must weigh the options and decide which is more important. Once you make that choice, you can never take it back. Eventually, you will be perfected as a being who can only rescue one and no others.
Roswaal is a clear example of an authoritarian teacher. There is no gentle hand, there is no guidance. All that exists behind his methods are machinations, plans to remove Subaru from himself. Juxtaposed to Roswaal, Echidna is more cunning, more indirect. Her manipulation goes along the lines of mental trickery, carefully crafting her words, tone, and expression. She serves to trap Subaru into making a decision that would solely benefit her at the expense of his lives. The will imposes its own thought and wish onto others. It makes that military eye which controls boys as it controls men. Echidna is overall the opposite of Naoko. She serves to force Subaru, force him down the wrong path, one of destruction and ruin, a path of despair for all those he cares about. Children, and by extension students, are not meant to be used. They're supposed to be appreciated, cared for, and loved.
I'm sorry, Mom. I was never able to do anything for you guys. And now...
Hey, we didn't have you because we wanted you to do something for us. We had you because we wanted to do something for you.
Education is something universal. It goes past the bounds of school. It happens in the workplace, the home, or within friend groups, and between loved ones. It takes countless forms, whether authoritarian and controlling, lax and almost neglectful, or caring and compassionate. ReZero seeks to construct these balances and imbalances within the social realm. Affection and empathy build Subaru from the ground up, and authoritarian control seeks to destroy him and his wishes.